So you got a Sheppard steering gear out of a international grain hauler, farmer's truck. And we got a sector shaft leaking back here. Pouring out of there. So we're just gonna reseal the sector shaft. I'm gonna get this pitman arm off first, 5/8 Allen. You got your locking tabs here. Just hammer those out to clear the way so you can get that off. We'll get the pitman arm off of there. I'm gonna pull this cover off. I gotta figure out what style dust seal I have in there so I can order the right kit. And then we'll seal it up. I don't think I'm gonna mess with this sector shaft or the input shaft because it's not leaking. It's just fluid from pulling that hose off there, but the sector shaft's leaking real bad. So we'll start by taking this pitman arm off and get that thing out of there and reseal it. Alright, first thing I like to do is give this thing a good whack. Probably got thread locker on there, but that's what I do. 1/2 inch gun ain't touching this thing, so I got a 3/4 here. Let's see what happens. Alright. Okay, there you are with your locks and your guides there. These guides, you want them sitting right back down where they were. That's anti-seized one there. Alright, we're gonna get this. You can do this sector shaft seal kit on the truck if you got room, but I'm doing it in my shed here because it's nice and dry and not in the mud. This thing is a bunch of mud. So alright, we're gonna get a puller for this. They actually make a puller, Sheppard. I just get my T-bar puller and pull this off of here. You might have to give it a little bit of heat, but that's what I use. So take that off next. We're gonna take these the cover bolts out. The cover out. Okay, got her off the sector shaft. This, you can see your alignment marks right there. Those are timing marks for your pitman arm and the sector shaft. Alright, so that makes it easy to line back up. Just take that off of there and set it aside. Okay, now we gotta figure out what kind of seal we got here. Couple different kits for your sector shaft reseal on an M100 model style. So this would just be a press on dust cover here. Alright. Don't see any snap ring on that at all anywhere. So it tells me what kit I need to order. I'll probably rip it down the whole way here though. All right. All right, here's your cover. Got your bearing in there. There's your outer seal. There's the inner seal right there. So we're gonna take that baby out of there. Get that. We'll replace this seal here. And then we're gonna pull this out. This particular model, you have a cover on the back side. This is the seal that was leaking out right here. You can see that one right there. This kind of just, this is like a dust cover. That is in the back of the sector shaft. So knock that out of there. And once you get that out, you can just pop this thing. Pop this thing up and out of there. Let me put this down for a second. Okay. This thing just pulls out of there. Just like so. Okay. See that dot there on the sector shaft? Well, it's hard to see on the piston there. Call it the piston. Alright, you got marks right there. That's, if you can see one there, that ain't nothing. That's just a scratch. There's one of your timing marks right there. So if you lose your place and you pull this thing out, you didn't know. Okay. There's your timing marks. Sector shaft's going to line up right in between the two timing marks on the teeth of the piston. And that's how you know you're timed. And this one's a little confusing because the way it's set up, the way you pull it out with a wheel straight ahead on the truck, it's sitting over here. So you, damn camera, if you see just one timing mark, you're like, oh, that's weird. You know, if you don't know any better, you got to rotate that input shaft or your steering shaft until you see those timing marks line up, and you know you're good. Here's our seal kit. We need these seals here for a sector shaft, either end of it. Got like this Teflon reinforcement here. That's nice. The old ones did not have that. They're just regular old rubber. So we want this facing this way. Work that way down in there. Just like you're repacking a cylinder and putting the seals in the cap. Anyways, I need 2 hands for this, but only problem I see here is the sector shaft. See that groove? That could be a problem. So I'm gonna try to maybe just buff that down a little bit, real smooth, and let it roll. See if it seals up. If not, I'll need a new sector shaft. But other than that, I'm gonna reseal both ends here. I already got the cap done, so that's in there ready to go. So you just ring here, get that back in. New dust cover there, and put the pitman arm on. We'll put it back on the truck. Okay, here's our truck. I gotta get this light here. That's where she goes, right there. Let's get these couple hoses here. It's your steering shaft. There's my rod. I gotta get on the pitman arm. And all these bolts the two most difficult to get to, they got nuts on the inside. So that's going to be fun trying to get that in position. This one is obviously easy to get to, but there's, you can see there's a plate behind that, like a support bracket for the frame. So you got to try to get your hand in there to get the nut started on the bolt. Big pain. It is pretty cold out this morning. It's about, I don't know, 20 degrees out here. You're frosting up my truck and all that good stuff, but fire up this compressor and cold out here, real cold. Got the stuff too. Alright, so I got it hung on the front bolt. That's just sticking through there. I got to get it up on the other side. This long bolt is going to go down on the bottom here. And that's probably the worst part of this whole job, was getting those off. And then I got to tighten this up a little bit more. You can see where the 1/2 inch gun just wasn't enough. It's close, but tighten it up a little bit more. So these tabs are, that's got to go just a little bit more, and then I'll lock those down. And we'll fill this thing up, and I'll crack this bleeder here, and fire it up, open this thing up and better on the top. There's the nut on the bottom. You can kind of see there. It's almost impossible to video this and try to get everything going here at the same time. So I got them started. You can get maybe that one from the back too if you tried the bottom. So I'm definitely going to have to put my wrench in from this side because there ain't enough room here to get 1.1/8 wrench up in there. It just ain't gonna happen. You're gonna bump into this support here, so. And then I gotta try to gun it up from the other side. So it's not, this is the worst part. But we got her on the run. We'll be done pretty soon. Okay, when I take these apart, you can mark them, and that'll help, but this is keyed. Obviously, you got a bolt that goes through there, a pin with a cutout in the gearbox for that, and the input shaft. They call it the actuating shaft, I guess, but I'll just line it up and put some anti-seize on it, and slide it right on the spot that it needs to be. And it lines up with our link there, and just to keep that wheel from spinning around, I just run the belt around it to keep it from moving too much. I mean, it'll move a little bit, but it's not going to go flying around. So I gotta get the socket for this and get that on there. Get that on the bottom. Normally to get those off, I just use like an air hammer and hammer on the pitman arm. And pop that link out of there. They can be tough. Tough to get out. Yeah, we're making progress. You can use just about any fluid you want here. I'm using 1540 Rotella, according to the Sheppard manual. You can use power steering oil, hydraulic oil, motor oil, all kinds of weights. So that's what I had, that's what I'm using. So I think we're ready to fire this thing up. I got my steering shaft on, steering link's on there. I gotta tighten this up a little bit more, but I'm gonna move this, I'm gonna turn this thing so the wheel's out of the way so I can get my gun in there. And probably have to put a little bit more in there, but I'm gonna start her up. I'm gonna run for a little bit here, see if we have any leaks or problems. It's a little stiff, but it's cold out. It's still warm.